People who knock on bathroom doors and instantly try to open the door without waiting for a response. Why? Surprise motherfricker. All rise. Motherfricker. My wife used to try to open the door and then, having determined that the door was locked, would knock on the door. I would get so pissed. What the frick do you want me to do with your knock? Answer the door with my pants down? Unlock it so you can come in too? Thankfully she stopped doing it years ago. WHOOIIEICIIEIT. The knock is just a courtesy spook, so that the door handle wiggle doesn't spook you. Also people tend to wait until the last minute and then really need to go. They then try to get through the motions as quick as possible. Give you just enough time to cover you junk if you happen to leave the door unlocked for some reason. But we all know you locked the door and then tried the door while it was locked, and then observed it from different angles before finally settling down to do your business. My dad is the worst at this. He doesn't even knock. You'll be in there shooting or whatever. All of a sudden it sounds like Sasquatch grabbed the doorknob and started trying to frantically twist it off. Jiggle jiggle click click. I'm in here. Dad, what? Jiggle jiggle click click nudge nudge still trying to open the door. I said I'm in here. Dad, is this door stuck or something? I gotta pee. I am in here Dad. Jesus. Dad, who's in there? Jiggle jiggle still trying meee. Now hold on. Dad, hey, Dave. Do you know where my hat is? Go away. Mayo because someone being in the bathroom isn't enough reason to not open the door. Menace to society. Probably for the same reason as people who are already halfway into a lane before turning their indicator on. I signaled to give the occupant an anxiety attack. Apparently, I had a friend who would respond with calming when someone knocked on the toilet. It had an immediate stun effect that would make you forget you had to use the bathroom for a few seconds. Fear not knocking to ask if you're in there. Fear giving you a millisecond to half pull up your pants. It's rude. As it'd be a really awkward interaction, as the person walking in has pants on, but the person in the bathroom doesn't. What I do is pull down my pants and then open the door, not knocking, so then nobody has pants. That's how you make friends, or get a restraining order. Female here. Yeah, sometimes I had experience that those types will knock loudly, repeatedly, and try to make a scene, just because I need like 2 minutes to take a leak. LOL. Some people have no concept of patience, because I'm prairie dogging. Wait, there are people who do that with bathrooms? And I thought my parents were mad with doing that with my bedroom. We're playing a board game, so I tell to knock before opening. They just knock and open straight after, without consent. RIP entire game because nobody remembers where all of the pieces were. How do the pieces move from someone opening the door? I'm full of shoots so regularly need to stop off at the men's room wherever I go. Currently in a restaurant shooter. The worst have been in Spain, Portugal and Turkey. In Turkey it was as soon as I sat down, someone would bang on the door. In Spain they don't understand that if a door is locked, someone is inside. People have gone to the bar and asked if the toilet was out of order. In Portugal there is no lock on the door. Good luck amigo. At least sometimes there is a random chair to wedge up against the door. Inevitably your cries of occupado will go unheeded. In central London I would always open the toilet door, mid-shoot, and ask what. The response was always confused and sheepish, maybe due to the smell. The other day I was at a campsite bathroom and someone tried the door and it was obviously locked because I was in the middle of a wicked Reddit session. Rather than move on they apparently thought the door was broken and proceeded to try and break in. I finally yelled that it was occupied after about 15 seconds of this person assaulting the door. Still don't know what was going through their head when it was obvious the door was locked for a reason. Just want to catch you baiting. Oh man. Was taking a shoot at the Dunkin' Donuts in LaBelle, Florida when I hear a knock on the door. Me. It's occupied. Doorknob rattles. Me. Louder. It's occupied. Sound of lock being jammed and dude steps in. Me. The frick is wrong with you? As I kick the door back in this dipshoot's face. When I pinched it off and walked out there was no one out there. What kind of moron would do that? Sort of on topic. My mom and dad did this as a way of being polite while asserting their authority. Timmy's dad's philosophy sits well. Why does anyone bother knocking anyway? Either it's going to be locked or it isn't. And whichever state it's in has a direct known correlation with whether it's occupied. Some bathroom doors don't lock. Gotta go. Oh, you know him, just a rude asshole trying to seem all polite. Bruh, really? Give me a chance to at least grunt to let you know him in there. I think these people want to see something. Plausible deniability. Wink wink. Didn't actually think anyone was in there. Just knocked out of habit, then opened the door. Didn't know someone was visiting parents' house. I love catching people in the act. That's why I always whip open doors. Dwight Schrute. I expect people to lock the door. I do not knock and go straight for the knob. The door not opening is my indicator of someone being in there. Haha. It won't let me respond to the OP, but the answer to your question is obviously to show people I'm the alpha female, an intimidation technique. You knock for the heads up and then try to open because the door might be accidentally shut. This isn't complicated. This happened to me a few weeks ago. I was peeing and someone knocked and then tried to open the door. Boy, did it make me jump. Bruh, my dad needs to see this post. Never surrender. No hesitation. Because I did this a lot. Karma bit me back as I did it at a friend's house out of instinct, and when I went and someone was there, I immediately said sorry and closed the door. Never again. I assume it is empty. I only knocked out of compulsion. Because nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. No better way to get me to take longer than I was intending to. Go to take an urgent, huge shoot. Because it was usually my 3-year-old. He wouldn't tell me why. Yes, I'm aware OP is referring to public toilets. 3-year-old would probably follow me in there too. The knock is just a warning to whoever is inside that they have about a second to pull up their pants. People who just wrench at the door handle with the force of someone trying to catch an adulterous partner. Freaking why? People who jiggle the locked door and then knock and or ask hello? Please stop. Obviously the room is occupied. What I want to know is why nobody says anything when I knock. I knock, pause for several seconds, then try the handle. The number of times I find it locked is disturbing. A simple occupied or a cough would let the person outside know it's in use. Apparently that's just too much to effort. To put the fear of God in you. Cause I'm there to make new friends. Because I'm a selfish, thoughtless idiot. To establish dominance. The knock is just the bell at the beginning of the match. One knock. Door handle check is cool. It's the people who wrench on the door and try pull it open are the problem. Once someone announces that the room is occupied, it's time to stop. There's only 2 women in my office. I'm one. I know when it's in use. I knock out of courtesy habit. People who word complaints as a question so they can post it here. Why? We need turnover. Go to scare the shoot out of them. Come in. Because I wanna take a look at your poo. Just let me in, bro. I wanna see you pooping. People who just grab the handle, realize it's locked and then knock, are worse though. Face with tears of joy. Face with tears of joy. I do neither. Funny enough, at my job, if I see the women's restroom door closed and the light on and hear the exhaust fan, I just assume someone is in there. Problem is I apparently work with some women without enough home training to know to turn the light and exhaust fan off when leaving the restroom, who also closed the door and literally held my pee in for an hour before realizing the bathroom had been unoccupied all that time. It damn near pissed my pants and was ready to use the gross men's restroom before I jiggled the doorknob to see it was unlocked and unoccupied. I always say come in, to give you a spook, to see if the person inside sounds like John Mulaney. The knock is a warning, not a way to find out if someone is in the washroom. It means him coming and start covering your shoot. Because when we instantly knock, you should instantly answer. That's why my husband does this with everything. Can I turn off the click light? Are you done with picks up the food I'm eating this? Is this throws it in the trash can trash? Right, double quotation mark. That's pretty obvious. To scare the person who's inside and make them regret ever occupying that bathroom, muhahaha, comma. To check if it's one of those doors that just doesn't lock. So I don't stand there listening when nobody is inside. Maybe as well ask first and then open it. Just helping by scare the shit out of you. That's what locks are for. It takes a microsecond to say yup. Because they need to use the can. Some people just want to see the world burn. I used to knock, but never got an answer so many times that now I just default to trying the handle. So far if someone has been in there, it has been locked. But someday it might not be. My plan is to calmly say you forgot to lock the door before closing the door. I always make sure to test the lock and lock the door whenever I go because I noticed most people almost always try the handle right away. and if I hear a knock, I just stay silent because like you said, a lot of people will try the handle right away. You had your chance. Lock the freaking duck so next time I could know. I knock because I want to see if someone is in there before walking in, but I generally can't hear anything unless the door is ultra thin, so I try the handle. At least, if I try the handle and it opens to someone inside, they have fair warning that I'm coming in. I won't say I instantly try the handle. I give it a second or so. I do it when I'm alone in the house, but my muscle memory makes me still knock. To help you get that stubborn poop out, because I'm about to quantum shoot through the nth dimension and I'd rather destroy a toilet bowl than my shorts. Blumpkin. Go to piss. I wanna frick with people's brains. Cause I really have to poop. Because that's my kink. Oh, you've met my brother? I'm told he still does this to his kids 30 years later. Do not question my tactics, only accept. I'm recreating the LSE and Polnareff scene. When I was in college, our dorm had sets of 2 dorm rooms that had a door between them and shared a common bathroom. I lived in one of the ones that didn't have the bathroom door, so I was constantly knocking to go into the other room and use the bathroom. But eventually I just got tired of it and did just barge in whenever I needed to use it. Especially because sometimes you really need to go. It'd always stare down at the ground or at the door, so I never saw or cared they were doing, and I was in the bathroom with the door behind me in like 2 seconds. One time I could tell the dude was watching porn from the noises, but I still never looked up. I wasn't going to intrude. I just needed the bathroom. It means they're coming in. Not that they're asking. I need to let you know how badly I need to shoot and give you time to cover your private zones. Vagina. I really want to pee. Like, I am very close to cry with yellow tears. I'm both exercising my responsibility as a human by knocking, but asserting my dominance by coming in anyway. As my dad would say, I'm not asking for permission to enter. I'm warning you that I am entering. It's a warning, not a question. Dominance. It's my 4-year-old in there and no response doesn't bode well for me. Bro, next time someone does this, just reply there are already 3 ppl in here. Haste, I need to pee poop. I already seen my GF nude anyway. I really need to pee poop. I only do it when I know my sister isn't even doing anything. Face with rolling eyes. Raised hand with medium dark skin tone. My mom does this annoying shoot. They are trying to see your wee wee. The knock is so they aren't accused of peeping. If I knock then immediately open the door, it's because I'm giving them a split second. After that I don't care, I'm coming in. Cause I live in a gay porno, oh shoot, I'm sorry. Smirking face. Bedroom doors too. Really, any closed door. You should knock and wait for a response. If you don't get a response at all, then slowly open the door. It's not rocket science. Most of the time unable to tell if it is a single or multi-person bathroom. If it is a single person bathroom and it isn't locked, the problem is all you. If it is a multi-person bathroom, it is a courtesy notification that I'm entering as I'm entering. But mostly because I gotta go and I don't give a shoot about your hang up about someone seeing you nude or hearing a bodily function. Get over it and grow up. Some people don't wanna be like Smokey and get caught back here taking a shoot. Cause I gotta go. I'll do it if I don't see legs underneath. Knocking just a habit, lol. Pressing issues. Closed fist. Anger symbol. Raised fist. Eyes. Lock it. It's even worse when they come to a closed stall door and try to open it. Finding it locked, they start wrestling with the handle and saying, hey, let me in. It's like the fact that the stall is occupied does not even slightly reduce their desire to get in. And I'm like, WTF. Can I not take a dump in peace in a goddamn Barnes and Noble restroom? I have no idea, but I don't even knock. I stand there and ask if someone is in the stall. Loudly crying face. It's a good habit that rarely gets a response. So a bit of laziness and oops. ADHD. Wait, do your bathrooms not lock? Just try the handle. If it's locked, someone's shooting. No knock needed. If they didn't lock it, that's on them. I will knock and if no response, call out to ask. But I'll wait a good minute in between. And OFC only in public washrooms when desperate. If it's me, I'd say oop. 1 minute. Or busy. I dislike when people are really angry suddenly. If you've been in there a while, move it along. I used to dislike babies running around in stalls too, but I guess the parents can't very well pee and wrangle them. Do you ever notice when locks break on public washrooms, they just add more locks? Also pay-per-use washrooms in cities that are never service cleaned. Distressed face vomiting. Nauseated face. Yuck. Like what am I paid $4 for? A floater? The knock is a warning that they're coming in. Sister does this after I've told her to knock a million times when she just opened without knocking. I respect your privacy. Respect mine. Instant porn. Instead of doing that, it'd try to look. Upon entry, if the toilet stall was being used, then, upon leaving, it'd turn off the lights if someone was on the shooter. It was funny until I was the victim, lol. To scare the rest out of you. Hahaha. I'm guessing the same reason people do lots of inconsiderate things. They don't consider others. Everything is only examined from their perspective. All that, and I'm sure that sometimes people's lives are tough. Like losing someone close to you. Or getting really bad news. I agree that this makes no logical sense and is super frustrating to deal with. I usually see how they react once the situation is undetested. If they're nice, I usually figure it wasn't out of malice or entitlement. Just doubling up on the heart attack potential of the bathroom user. When I was younger, I would close the door after using the bathroom because I was going through serious medical issues with my digestive system and would be in there 8 times a day at times. And the smell was awful. So it was a courtesy to others in the house. If the bathroom door was closed, it was an 80% chance that I had closed it and no one was in there. Especially if other people were accounted for. So I would knock and open, with my head down, because everyone in the house knew my situation. Thankfully I don't do this anymore because the disease is under control. Knock knock. I said. Knock knock. Busts open door. I knock to let the person in there know I'm about to try the handle. If you didn't bother to lock the door, that's your problem. I am knocking out of respect but entering anyway to assert dominance. IDK. Sometimes I just like living at edge and wait if someone screams. If not, I am good to go. I'm respecting you by knocking, by asserting my authority as your father by coming in anyway. Battering ram. I pull on the door while knocking to save time. I need to make sure there isn't a freaking Ames replica in there. You never know where they hide. It's a form of abuse. Anyone that does that to you is being controlling to an abusive degree. My mom did this to me in my room. Until she got tired of seeing me masturbating, trimming my pubes, or just naked because it was too hot. Edit. No, my door did not lock. I would guess it has something to do with failure to communicate for one. If someone knocks, most times the poopy EW will give a quick answer like "you pour in here," and oftentimes it would be a subdued response as opposed to yelling yes. Hello, someone is in here now. For prospective pooper, over time we gained the experience knowing we most likely won't be able to hear the poopy, so the knock and enter approach is more like a "here is your warning. I'm coming and so you better speak up if you don't want a visitor." Gotta go. I was the bathroom opener once. I work in a machine shop and smelled smoke. Me and another employee went around the shop frantically trying to find where the smoke was coming from. I went to one of the bathrooms and barged in thinking it was coming from there. There sat a young man trying to log in. It was embarrassing for us both. Meanwhile, some asshole decided to cut a bunch of pallets on a bandsaw that made smoke and decided not to tell anyone. We all had a good laugh afterwards. Bro, every time I get to a bathroom door I knock on it like crazy. I'm talking like bap 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 hello? Bap 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 are you there? Bap 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 hello? Bap 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 are you there? Bap 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 hello? Bap 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 hello? And then after a minute or two, bap 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 bap. You're supposed to knock, and if no response, gently turn the handle some to see if it's locked. At least, that's what I try to do. The vigorous serial killer knob jiggling that so many people do is uncalled for, lol. On the other side of this whole thing, people who poop without locking the door. Why? Do you want people to see? Or are you just forgetful?